really swung that one wide. Buenas noches, YouTube. I'm MC Rockett, and it's about 10 o'clock tonight, and I'm going for a ride. Why? Because I'm freaking bored. Now, here's the thing. So, if you haven't noticed, my voice is a little bit shot. I sound like a clown gargling an accordion, basically. So earlier this week I started kind of losing my voice. My throat was feeling scratchy. By the 4th of July I had pretty much lost my voice, and that evening I was kind of starting to feel I'd cough and be coughing stuff up, and when I'd cough or sneeze, my throat and my chest would just feel like they were on fire. That continued on through Friday. Thankfully, I had the day off from work. But it wasn't until today, Saturday, that I actually started feeling better. And during this time, okay, so today's Saturday, I haven't ridden my bike since Wednesday, and I'm starting to feel the itch, you know? So I decided I had to do something. Plus, I thought this would be a good opportunity to see if this camera worked well at nighttime for, you know, night rides. So I don't really have a destination in mind. I'm just going out for a ride. Oh gosh. I just hit a skunk with my bike. I smelled it, and then a second later, I ran over it. I assume it was already dead. Oh my gosh. Man, I couldn't even see it before I was like already on top of it. Good thing I don't smell it anymore. That smelled like rotten butt. So now I'm just riding through Laverkin, Utah. Alright, so every time I pass by this restaurant, I see this CBR here. I want to get a better look at it. It's an older CBR, obviously. Must belong to somebody that works here. One of these nights, my wife and I are going to have to come here and find out who that bike belongs to. Get him on a ride. Get him on this channel. But until then, onward. Man, it is like dead tonight. Okay, there's one car on the road. 2 cars on the road. I found both of them. Oh, and I'm also trying out the Waze app. I've never used this app before, but I've heard things about it, and it intrigues me. So as I understand it, it will tell you when there are cops nearby, as reported by other people in the area that use Waze. Problem is, this is southern Utah. This isn't like LA or New York or Vegas or Phoenix, you know. This isn't one of those big cities where everybody and their sister uses the Waze app. I'm probably one of like a couple dozen, if that, in this area. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but St. George and surrounding areas are not early adopters to new technology. I was surprised to find out that we had Uber here. I remember when 4G came out, it was like a year before St. George and the surrounding areas got it. So I seriously don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of riding through town. And a place as hot as southern Utah is, nighttime is like the best time to ride. Oh hey, we got someone coming up behind us here on a bike. Cool. He can speed through the light. I'm not going to. You know, I've been riding for many, many years. I am both confident and competent on a motorcycle, but I just never, I don't know. I've never been a risk taker. I've never been a rule breaker. Not to say that I won't see the occasional 100+ miles per hour on my bike, but you know, there's a time and a place for everything. And I don't think that at night through the middle of town is the time or the place. Granted, I'm going like 37, 38 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, but you know, I'm just kind of keeping up with traffic. Everybody else is going as fast as I am or faster. Uh-oh. And see, that's why I don't go speeding through town. So I just notified everybody using Waze that there are policemen here. I don't know if that notification went to anybody, because I don't know who else is using Waze. Oh, someone else uses Waze. They say there's a cop up here by the Chevron. We shall see. So I just kind of left the main part of Hurricane, Utah, spelled Hurricane, Utah, known for its high winds. And once you get out of Hurricane, I mean, I'm technically still in Hurricane, but I mean, you can see a lot of blackness. There's not a whole lot here. There's a Walmart out here. You can probably see those lights kind of off in the distance. I'm hoping you can see this stuff. I'm really just guessing at this point. I don't know what you can see because my camera is mounted to my chin. Oh yeah, there's a Walmart right there. That's about all there is out here. That's about all we got. There's like one restaurant in Hurricane that my wife and I go to on a frequent basis. And it isn't that restaurant where we saw that CBR. No, most of your good stuff is in St. George. And St. George isn't even that big of a town. We're talking like 100,000 people, maybe more. Now. When we first moved here, the population was like 50,000. And then we had a big real estate boom. Lots of people were selling their homes for millions of dollars in California, and then coming here to St. George and buying a really nice home for like $200,000-300,000. Now, granted, you can't get a really nice home for that anymore, but and that's because of California. I guess they just wanted to get out of the cancerous state. Have you ever noticed that everything seems to cause cancer in the state of California? Read a label on any chemical cleaning substance. It'll say something like, known to cause cancer in the state of California. Oh, so I've got a Cardo in my helmet. and it just notified me from the Waze app. Police reported ahead. Kind of scared me a little bit to hear that, like, shouted at me inside my helmet. I don't see any police though, but just in case, I probably should slow down. I am exceeding the speed limit by a few miles per hour. It's 50 through here. I was going like 57. Man, it feels really warm tonight. It's 10:30. Let's see, my bike tells me the temperature is 89 degrees. I don't care who you are, that's hot for 10:30 at night. Granted, I was talking to my sister the other day. She lives in Phoenix, and she was saying that during the day it's like 110 degrees down there. Oh wow, I should chase that guy down. Oh, I'm tempted, but I won't, because I'm already turning. If I wasn't already turning, that guy would be my prey. No, probably not. I'd probably just end up tracing him down at like 60 miles per hour, because that's the speed limit, and I don't go over the speed limit. What in the world? So I got this little notification from the Waze app. It went da-da-da-da, like with trumpet sounds, and I have no idea what it means. So now I'm leaving Hurricane, and I'm now in Washington, Utah. I know, that's a little bit confusing. Am I in Washington or am I in Utah? The city of Washington, Utah. Dude on a bike. Maybe I should chase him down. I don't know, I'm just bored tonight. I just needed to go for a ride to anywhere. I actually used to live out here in Washington, Utah. Like, just over in that area right there. When my wife and I and our oldest daughter moved up here from Arizona, over here is where we moved to, and we lived here for about 2.5 years. Before we ended up moving to Texas, I took a promotion with the company I was with, and ended up managing an IT department for our company out in Texas. And we didn't stay in Texas very long. 3 years, we were done, and we moved back. We moved to Hurricane, and then we bought a house somewhere else. Well, we're still in southern Utah, and hopefully we're here to stay forever, because moving sucks, especially when you're moving across the country. It's one thing to move across town, but moving across the country really sucks, especially when you have to take things into consideration, like having to take a motorcycle with you, and how am I going to pack that on the U-Haul? Well, we did it. Oh, I cleaned and lubed my chain today. I was gonna vlog it, but again, my voice was thrashed. Like, even earlier today, I sounded worse than I do right now. I'm quickly on the road to recovery, thankfully. Dang it, it's hot tonight. I'm like sweating. I'll bet it's even hotter here than it was back there. Yeah, it's 86 degrees, so it's actually cooler. Because I think I said back there was 89 degrees. So I'm now like in the heart of Washington, Utah. Or more like the bowels of Washington, Utah. No, Washington's a really nice place. My wife and I actually considered buying a house out here at one point, but it just wasn't in the cards for us at the time. Actually, it's where I would have chosen to live had my wife not overruled what I chose and chose something else. But that's how it goes with wives, right? This is like the roughest road in St. George. I'm in St. George now, by the way. And this is the one and only mall in southern Utah. And it's not lauded for being a good one. I mean, I literally have zero reason to ever go in there. I mean, they do have a Barnes & Noble, but most books that I read, I actually listen to on Audible. And I can do that in my helmet, so if it isn't an audiobook, I usually don't read it. So yeah, I have almost zero reason to ever go to the mall. Sometimes I take my kids on little outings, like for their birthday. I'll take them to do like whatever they want to do for a whole day. And a few weeks ago I had 2 kids that had birthdays around the same time, and so they wanted to go to a pizza place there in the mall. So that was the first time I set foot in the mall in like a really long time. And here we are on St. George Boulevard, like the busiest place in all of St. George once you get past the freeway ramps. And I don't know if this is just a Utah thing, but like around the freeway ramps, the lanes go like this. And it's the weirdest thing. I see it up a lot in Salt Lake too, and surrounding areas. Never saw that before Utah. And actually, it's kind of a recent thing that they did this in Utah, even. And I question whether it's like efficient or just more confusing to old people, you know? Oh, is that a cop? I should report him on Waze. Or her. You gotta be politically correct in this day and age. Not all cops have to be men. I swear that looks like a Coca-Cola logo. But it's actually a restaurant. Ooh, Mercedes. Oh, there's a police officer. So the app says, thank you for helping Wazers nearby. Wazer? The crap's a Wazer. You can't just make up words like that. Okay, I guess you can. Man, it's been forever since I've been through this part of town. This is usually a very busy street. I wasn't really planning on riding the length of the street, but it's like dead at night, this time of night. Alright, I'm gonna pull off and change my battery. Yeah, so I just used my phone to get a glimpse of what my GoPro is seeing. That's pretty freaking cool how these GoPros can see so well at night. I mean, for what they are, GoPros are pretty cool and versatile little cameras. I'm going to adjust my microphone here real quick. There we go. Alright. And we're off again. Like a herd of turtles. Oh, there went another guy on a bike. I should chase him down. But he's going the opposite direction. I'm not that bored. Okay, I kind of am. But I'm not going going to still. Don't mind me, I'm just making sure my vents are open, which they're not. No wonder I was feeling so hot. Dang, that light was green for like 5 seconds. Something just hit my helmet. Okay, I got that little trumpet sound from the Waze app again. I have no idea what it means. Did I like get an extra life or something? So if I crash, I can just like hit the reset button and I'm back up again. So that's happened to me twice now, so that means I got 2 extra guys. Sweet. I'm invincible. I'm surprised. Like, when I left my house, my cell phone battery was at like 85%, something like that. I've been using the Waze app plus... Oh, we got sirens and lights up here. This is the part where I pull off. Any dang way. So my battery was like 85%, maybe 87% when I left the house. And I've been using the Waze app this whole time, as well as having my Cardo connected to my phone, and my phone's only down to 75%. I think that's pretty impressive for an iPhone. So I'm about to get on the freeway here, and you guys know how I feel about getting on the freeway. Throttle as wide open as possible, make as much noise as you can. Unless I wanted to chase down that guy on a motorcycle, just went around the corner. I could totally do that. But I won't, because it's 11 o'clock, and I should be getting home. I'm such a wuss. Here we go. Whoa, okay, 90 miles an hour. Let's tone it down a bit, turbo. Oh, well, everybody else is going like 85, so... Anyway, I'm just gonna ride the freeway home. I appreciate you guys watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button. That helps my channel out a lot. And also tap the bell or click the bell on your screen. That will notify you anytime there's a new video posted, which I try to do multiple times per week. Also, like me on Facebook. Got a Facebook page for the channel. And remember, life's better on 2 wheels, so ride safe.